What's up, everybody? It is Steven's story. Back at it again. We are waiting on Mr. Burt Gates right now. What's up, everybody? Everybody hopping in on here on the live. We're on YouTube, we're on Periscope, we're on Facebook, and Twitter Live, right? So we got a lot of people going to be here. If any of y'all who are watching are interested in the course, I want you to know that I will be giving out a 50% off discount code at some point during this live. Okay, so as we just pay attention, okay, it's going to be that discount code is going to be valid for 24 hours. I'm going to say it. I'm also going to write it in the comment section. Okay, so just be paying attention, guys. I already have it set up, and you'll get 50% off. So until Burt gets on here, because I think he's in a car right now. He's traveling. So what we're looking at doing is we're looking at going for about 45 minutes to an hour, guys. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a few things. Hopefully, if Burt comes on, then we can go ahead and we can get some talking going, me and him. But if not, we're going to go into some questions and answers that you all have, okay? Everybody okay with that? We have 50 people on right now. So if everybody's okay with that, let's go ahead and get to it, okay? So again, guys, my name is Steven Story. This is your first time seeing me. If you never heard of me, guys, I'm an independent insurance adjuster, and I've been in the independent insurance adjusting business for going on 5 years now. I've been in the insurance industry since I was 20, so that's 12 years, doing a number of different types of insurance, whether that was insurance sales, bail bonding, which is also insurance, and then independent insurance adjusting. This business has allowed me to become debt-free. It has allowed me to, what's up, Nick? It has allowed me to travel all across the United States, living in many different major cities over the last 4 years. And it's also allowed me to work and live in Canada and Brazil as well. So it's been a blessing for me. And my goal for this video and all the videos I put out and for my course, my goal is to help and serve as many of you all get into this business, and not only get into the business, but succeed in this business. All right. So next thing, guys, let's go about what is independent insurance adjusting. If this is your first time hearing about it, we're going to go over a few of the high points. Okay. So this business, independent insurance adjusting, is not new. It is over 90 years old. And independent adjusting is when a insurance company, let's say, for example, like an Allstate or a State Farm or Progressive, their staff adjusters, their normal employees, are overwhelmed with claims. Well, here's the problem for that company. Each company has a contractual requirement to handle the claims in a certain amount of time. If they can't do that, they get fined by each state's Department of Insurance. So what they do is, instead of getting fined and operating in what we call bad faith by not handling their contractual agreement, they hire independent insurance adjusters. So in a year like this year, if any of y'all are paying attention to the news, we've had a ton of hurricanes. Specifically, we've had four major hurricanes that hit the United States, and we still have a very active hurricane season, even this late into November. So what does that mean? That means that the independent insurance industry and the insurance industry are stressed right now. They need as many independent insurance adjusters as they can get, because they can't handle these claims quickly enough. All right, and that's where people like me and you come in at. Well, you are a potential independent insurance adjuster. You're here to learn more or get more information about it. They're going to call people like me. I'm licensed. And say, hey, Steven, we have some claims over here in Louisiana. We got claims in Florida. We got claims in Texas. Can you come here and handle these claims Friday? Okay, I'll be there. And we get calls like that all the time, guys. I have to turn down 3 or 4 jobs a week this year. Okay. So the thing that makes us different, this makes this business different, guys, is during a pandemic, during quarantine, we were still a we're essential workers. We had to work from home. We were in high demand, so we didn't have to worry about our jobs going away during times like this, because see, this business is operated off of the weather and human error. So when humans make mistakes like getting car wrecks, burn down their house, being negligent, things like that, those things cause insurance claims. Those things cause insurance claims, right? So because of that, we've been able, this industry has been able to be around for 90 years. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop for a second. Does anybody have any questions about anything I've said so far? I'm looking in the comments. If you're watching this on Periscope or Facebook Live, guys, you might want to hop over here into the YouTube because I cannot see all comments. Let me check on here on my iPhone. Let's see what we got. And guys, if y'all got any questions, now's the time to start asking them. I am here to answer as many questions as I can. Now, is there a pre-exam before state test? Yes. You're going to be required. You're going to be required to take a pre-exam for every state license, for every home state license that you need to take. Okay, so my course is not a pre-licensing course. Okay, it's going to get you ready and give you strategy for the business and get you ready for the industry. But for your pre-exam, you need to go to a place like adjusterpro.com. That's where you're going to take your pre-exam. Some states, like the state of Alabama, your state license test comes with that pre-license exam. How did I get my? And so Mark, let's see what Mark says. Let's show Mark. So Mark says, how did you get your first deployment when you first started, and how was your performance? All right. So that's a great question, Mark. Crazy situation, man. So I got my first deployment in Winter Haven, Florida, small town in Central Florida. I don't know if any of y'all know that area. It's a small town. I was getting paid $36.50 an hour. It was auto PIP, so it was auto personal injury something. And so anyway, I got trained and I was working for State Farm. And State Farm is a bit shaky. They'll just cut you for any kind of reason. When I say cut, that means you get released or you get fired. And so it took 5 days of training, and then on the 5th day, when it's time to start looking at claims and everything, they calls in and say, "Hey guys, we got to release 100 people, and you're the last 100 people to come in, so we're going to fire the last 100." And so that first deployment, I worked 5 days. I think I made like $1,200 or something like that. And I got hired 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry. I hired like 8 days later for a hurricane right after that. So my performance on that one, I didn't really get to perform. I only got through training, and that was that. And that happens sometimes, guys. That happens. Okay. Let's see what else we got. So it says, Angelo Crypto. It says, I got my license. How and where do I get training? Angelo, I think you're a perfect candidate for my course. We're gonna have 50% off here. It's $67 normally, so it's gonna be like $33.50. My course is gonna go over all of that. How and where do you go to get training? Because it's actually a pretty vague question, because we can train for the inside, we can train for the outside. We can train for inside property, inside auto, inside. So you have many different niches of insurance adjusting. So it's not just one type of training that you can get. So Angela, I would need to know a lot more about what you're trying to do for me to answer that question. Okay, what kind of laptop do you use for Xactimate? Great. Real, you sound like an adjuster. And I'm gonna tell you, I have a MacBook and I downloaded Parallels for $99, and it allows me to run Xactimate on the MacBook. So it basically makes a clone of a Windows desktop. So I have Windows and a Mac on a MacBook. So I can run both operating systems, and it allows me to run Xactimate. It says, I'm from West, let's see what this next one is. I'm gonna keep on reading these guys. Y'all give me a lot of good questions. Awesome. I'm really, y'all give me some good questions. I'm from West Virginia, and the info I can find says I don't need a pre-licensing course. I just need to take the exam. Is that info wrong, since you said every state requires you take one? Now, Taryn, there are 50 states, okay? So some states are going to vary. All right. You need to go to your state's Department of Insurance, and find out what they say. Okay. Now, as far as pre-licensing courses just help you get ready for your exam. So if you feel like you don't need any help getting ready for your exam, that's fine. But I would go to your Department of Insurance. So don't go to Google. Go to your Department of Insurance and find out for sure. Just go to the website. It's going to tell you exactly what to do as far as how to get your state license. Okay. Now, with that being said, guys, yeah, I don't have an exhaustive list off the top of my head of everything. Okay. Can I get licensed anywhere? It's another good question. You need to get a license in your home state. If your home state does not have a license, some states in the United States do not require a state license to practice insurance adjusting in that state. You're gonna have to declare a home state. Okay, you would declare a non-resident home state. Now, again, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Taryn. You need to go to your state's Department of Insurance to find out if you need to get a license for the state that you are resident in. Okay. Here we go. Mr. Style Jam. I'm assuming that when starting out, you have to work in the field in person when starting out in the industry, meaning you can't be remote until you get more experience. All right. Coronavirus has changed a lot of that. All right. I know a lot of new people who got in this year who worked remote immediately. Okay. So that's not a hard and fast rule. However, normally you're going to work in an office or you're going to work with some type of supervision for some time before you go work remote. I worked going into my 4th year. This is the first time I ever got to work remote. I did have a few opportunities at year 2 and year 3. I just didn't take them. All right, let's see what we got. How long did it take for you How long did it take for you to study prior to taking your exam? It took me 30 days. I took the Georgia. My home state is Georgia, so I took the Georgia state exam. It took me 30 days, and I passed the first time. Do you have to travel to be independent? Like, if you can't afford to travel right away, would you have to start as a staff adjuster? The SMID. Guys, you know what? I'm really proud of y'all. Y'all just asked me questions that I haven't heard before. And this makes me happy because it means that y'all are thinking about these questions. Now, do you have to travel to be independent? No, you don't have to travel. I don't know, but here's the thing. I don't know what city or state you live in, okay? So that's dependent. If you live in the city of Atlanta, if you live in Mobile, Alabama, if you live in Houston, some of these insurance hubs in the United States, you won't have to travel so much. Now, with that being said, some independent adjusting firms will give you an advance, not all, okay? So you may or may not get your first deployment with the company that can give you a advance on your first deployment so you can travel. But if you start out as a staff adjuster, you're not an independent adjuster, you're just a regular staff adjuster. So you would be in the industry, but you'd just be in the insurance industry. You would not get the level of income that an independent adjuster commands. Because staff adjusters make like a third of what independent insurance adjusters make for the same job. All right. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Do I need different licenses for each area? Taryn, that's another good question. No. So when you are a independent insurance adjuster, your state license that you have, some state licenses call it all lines, or some will say just property and casualty, or some will say fire and casualty. You can work auto, and property, and catastrophe. Now, with that being said, you're also going to need to have certain certifications for certain carriers. Every carrier does not have a certification. Some will allow you to work work auto right out the bat, or work property right out the bat. Other companies like State Farm, you got to have an auto certification or a property certification. All right. So what we got? Then it's another good one. Should you get accumulated certifications before applying to rosters? No. You should not. Okay. Now, with that being said, and the reason, guys, I'm having to give you all a lot of gray area on these answers is because we have so many possibilities in this business. As far as getting an Xactimate certification, let's say you get an Xactimate certification, you apply to get on the roster, but you don't get deployed for 10 months with that because you have some life things going on. That Xactimate certification you have is basically worthless in your head because you can't remember everything that you learned 10 months ago, right? So go ahead and start. The main thing is to start applying for these firms, what I would start doing is obviously you want to go ahead and get licensed quickly. And then from there, you want to go ahead and just put your resume out there to these rosters, okay? Just get out there and then start getting certifications. But don't think you have to get all these certifications just to get on the roster, okay? And because see, for example, Angelo, what if you get called for an auto deployment first? Are you going to skip the auto deployment because, hey, I got an Xactimate certification. I don't want to work auto, I want to work property. Or are you going to go ahead and get into business? So I would say to you all who are starting out, keep your investments rather low, okay? Your financial investments, keep them rather low. Once you start making some money, then I will start buying different certifications. But I mean, because you don't have to pay for all your certifications, but specifically for Xactimate, I would go ahead and be deployed first before I pay for an Xactimate certification. Before then, I would just be looking on YouTube and practicing on YouTube. Are there networking opportunities to make connections with other adjusters once you get deployed? Yeah. I mean, once you're deployed, you're with other adjusters, and so you're with them every day. So that's your networking opportunity, right? These people will be sitting next to you. You're gonna have lunch with them. You have plenty of opportunities to talk with a lot of adjusters once you get deployed, and they're gonna be in the office with you. So that's where I do all my networking. When I'm on deployments, I'm sitting down, I'm talking with them. Okay, we go out to dinner a lot. We go out to lunch a lot, man. And so that's what we do a lot of our networking. Is the only way to get offered a job through a firm? Yes. For you people to be new in the business, the only way you're going to get into this business is getting a contract through an IA firm. You are not going to do this like a regular 9-to-5 type of job where you just apply to work at Allstate or Progressive or whatever, and they hire you. If you do that, that makes you a staff adjuster, not an independent adjuster. Okay. And guys, I really hope that y'all are understanding my questions. I'm not making these things clear to you all. Please let me know, and I'm more than happy to go over these things again. Okay. Ebony, does independent insurance adjusting require continued education? See, y'all been studying. Y'all make me real happy. Okay. So as a person who has an insurance license, you will be required to take continued education every 2 years during the month of your birth. So for me, I'm born in June. I had to renew I had to take my continued education and pay for my renewal every 2 years in the month of June. Okay. And then also, not only will you do continued education, you're also going to have to keep your licenses renewed. So some licenses expire every year, some expire every 2 years. You want to keep that on a kind of rolling calendar, okay? Now, let's see what we got next. I'm waiting for my license in Texas to finalize processing. Are IA firms adding to the roster in the winter, or is the spring storm season the best time to start applying for firms? Hey, Mark, that's another good question. And here's the thing. Carriers have different types of claims happening all year round. So it's not just a wintertime thing where you apply. You need to be applying for IA firms year round because you can work year round. I've worked in every month of the year. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and get on it. Start applying. Apply. All right. With me being from Mississippi, could I get the Texas license to cover Mississippi? All right, Keto. Are you a resident of Mississippi? That's my question. Okay, because now I do know some people take. I do know some people get a Texas license, even though that's not their home state. I would, for you, man, for you, Keto, just check your Department of Insurance, okay? Check your Department of Insurance, guys. Whenever y'all have questions about y'all specific state, I'm going to tell you, check your state Department of Insurance. All right, that's where you're going to get the best answer. All right. Thoughts on getting a drone license? I think it's a good idea if you plan on being a field adjuster. If you plan on going outside and being a field adjuster, I'll get a drone license. But every carrier doesn't use drones. A carrier is a company like a State Farm or Progressive or Allstate. All right. So, Stephen, I'm so scared of the China virus. Will this require me to leave my house? Answering that question, I think if you're scared of China virus, you need to stay in your house, lock the doors, order delivery, and just wait till it's over, until you take the vaccine. But don't even worry about working. If you're that scared, you need to focus on surviving. Just stay at home, order Uber Eats, watch some Netflix until this all blows over, okay? Do you know IA firms have partnerships with hotels, rental car services, and does your course show how to budget while on deployments? All right, Schmidt, great question. And EA Renfro, to my knowledge, might be the only company that I have worked with that has a partnership with these hotels and rental car services. I have not relied on that. And actually, I'm really glad that you said something about that. I'm going to write that down. Not for the budget, but I'm going to write it down because I think that's something that independent insurance adjusters need to know. Is they need to know about some of the things about the living expenses when they're on the road. So I'll add that as a bonus to my course. I appreciate that idea. Now, as far as budgeting on deployments, guys, it all depends on your personal preferences, okay? If you have the income, I mean, you're going to have a strong income more than likely if you're on a deployment. So it all depends on the bills you have at home and the bills you have while you're on the road. But, I don't know what kind of financial goals they all have. So I'm not going to teach you strictly about budget, okay? Yes, I'm a resident of Mississippi. Yeah, so you're a resident of Mississippi. Please check out the Mississippi State Department of Insurance. And then we can go from there. All right, guys, I see Burt is in here. Let's see if I can get Burt to hop in here with me. We can go over a couple things because Burt is he's a little late. Yeah, Burt is a little late. Let me resend the link to him now. Let's see if we can get him in the game, okay? Yeah. There we go. Y'all give me some feedback. Am I answering these questions? Yeah. Am I answering these questions well for you all? Is everybody understanding everything? How we know how to close plans once you get deployed without any prior training? Angelo, another great question. Man, Angelo, you on it, man. You are on it. Normally, deployments are going to have some type of trainer or training during the deployment. So you're not going to be alone. You're going to have somebody there to help you out. Okay, so it's going to give you. It gave me a lot of confidence when I first started in the business. Is that I had other adjusters who knew about this industry and they knew about how to close these claims. I was working next to them, but I also had a trainer and managers there that would help us out as well. Okay, so you're not going to be on your own. Okay. Would you recommend paying for Xactimate training versus just the normal adjuster essentials? Look, guys, I'm gonna answer these next two questions, and I'm gonna bring Burt on. Okay, Burt, just give me 1 second. So the first thing is, would you recommend paying for Xactimate training? Look, the main thing you need to be doing is getting licensed, and let's get you on some IA firms. Okay, after that, then we can start. Once you get deployed, you can decide if you want to pay for Xactimate training, if you're going to be a field adjuster. If you're going to be going inside or you're going to be working auto or something like that, I would not recommend paying for Xactimate right now, okay? Next thing, Jones Global Solutions. Steve, would you recommend a graduating high school senior going straight into this industry? It's a good question. Yes, I would. If you're 18, 19 years old, you want to travel the country and make a bunch of money while you work hard and you get paid well for it, do it. I wish I got to this business when I was 27, and I wish I could have knew about it at 17, and I would have skipped a lot of these things. Okay. So now, without further ado, we got Burt Gates.
Hey everybody. Yeah. How you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm happy to see you, bro.
Hey, good to see you. Apologies for the delay.
No, it's all good, man. We've been hanging out for the last 20 minutes. So Burt, if you would let everybody know who you are, and also let everybody know what you just accomplished. We can go from there, okay?
Hey everybody, my name is Burt Gates. Originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm currently residing in the DMV, Northern Virginia area. I just passed my insurance adjuster exam yesterday, and I'll be licensed with the state of Florida.
Okay. Now, Burt, when you went through the state of Florida, what made you go through the state of Florida, even though you were living in the DMV?
So what I came to find out was Virginia does not require insurance adjusters to be licensed. Neither does the District of Columbia or the state of Maryland. So doing my research, Florida would be able to get me that license in a reasonable amount of time. I could have done Indiana or Texas. But they said Indiana was a little bit more expensive. Texas, their processing was a little bit longer. So Florida just made more sense. And just reading different reviews, it allowed me to make a more informed decision.
Okay. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Because, a lot of people in your boat, right, being in the DMV area, they don't know, like, hey, should I get Florida? Should I get Texas? So why did you pick Florida instead of Texas? Or did you know to pick Florida over Texas or what?
Again, just, reading the reviews, they said Florida would probably be a little bit faster to process it. And so far it's been pretty smooth transition.
And did you have to take that exam in person or did you take it online?
So I took it online. They use an online proctoring service called Proctor Free, and they monitor your screen and monitor you via webcam.
Awesome. So everybody that's asking that question, what Burt is saying is all he needed was an online proctor and he keep his webcam on, and he's able to take his Florida State exam at home. And I'm sure that made things a lot easier for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and another thing, y'all, you want to make sure you go through and check if you have if your home state has licensing. If you need to take need to have a license to practice in that state or not. Find that out first. If not, let's go with Florida because right now the process is fast, like Burt is saying. So Burt, what are you thinking, man? Like, what's the next steps for you?
Right now, I'm just applying to different companies trying to get on their roster. Hopefully, I can get probably a desk adjuster position. Even better if I could do remote, because I have a young family. So,
of course,
just hopping up and traveling right off the bat might not be ideal.
Yeah, Burt, if you would, I'm gonna send you a message when we get off of this. So I had somebody else get hired last week, and they got to work from home. So let's find out. I'll just send you some information that I got recently, and let's see if they still have some of those jobs available. Let's see if we can get you in there. Okay.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So next thing. Now you got a young family. You want to work inside auto, inside property, or anything that you can get.
inside property. That would be my preference. And I think
Yeah.
eventually I venture out into field property.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've done both. I've done all three. I've done remote property. I've done inside property. I've done field property for floods and for wind and hail damage. So um, field is exciting. It's exciting.
It looks fun just from, what I see on YouTube and,
Yeah.
from what I see on the timeline and all that.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, now granted, y'all, there are desk positions that you can make more money in than some field positions, but for the most part, field is where the big money is. That's where you can do 6 figures in 3 or 4 months worth of work. And it's like I said, it's going to be the field is going to pay you the best. Now, keep in mind, guys, you don't have to pick just one. Okay, so like what Burt is saying, you can do inside remote property adjusting, but you can always come back out and do field or go to property. Go to auto, or many different ways you can get into this industry, and you can move around the industry. So you don't have to just be one thing. Okay. Now, Burt, are you doing anything different with your resume? Are you hearing back from firms yet? What's going on?
I haven't heard back. To be honest, I didn't start applying until this morning.
Okay.
So, I did a little bit sprucing up my resume, letting it be known that I did have my adjuster license for the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm. Now, another thing, Burt, let's have a look at your resume when we finish this as well. Just shoot me a copy of your resume. One thing that we want to keep in mind when we're doing our resumes, for those who ask for some tips, you want to accentuate the fact that you have a license. One license is not good enough. You need to have at least 5 licenses. All licenses aren't expensive. Some can be as inexpensive as $35. Some can be as expensive as $195. Okay, so keep that in mind as you go and buy these licenses. But for you, Burt, what I'll do is I'll pick up a couple, 3, 4 more licenses. I'll be looking around.
What would you recommend after Florida?
Perfect. So your home state now is Florida. I would go ahead and pick up Louisiana. Louisiana is cheap. I would pick up Texas because Texas takes a long time. Then I would get Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. Or
so
I would do.
You're saying go with the Gulf states primarily, and then get Georgia as well.
I would do the Gulf, and then I would do South Carolina, North Carolina. Yeah. Michigan is only $21. However, if you're in a time of the year where Michigan isn't getting a lot of claims, I mean, it's not a big reason to get Michigan, right? You want to get licenses where there are a lot of claims. Okay, you don't want to just get them for the dollar amounts they cost. Okay, and Burt, I'm answering questions, by the way, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm answering questions. I'm gonna put a couple up here. All right, Burt, if you don't mind. So we got one. How can a construction company get involved providing services for the claims that are submitted on properties by the owner? All right. So on this one, what you got to understand is some insurance carriers have what's called preferred vendors list. All of them do not. So you want to go through and look at these insurance companies and find out who has a preferred vendors list, and then from there you want to find out what is necessary. What kind of insurance do you need to have on your employees? What kind of work product are they looking for? And usually these insurance companies are going to have a contact person. All right. And you want to be reaching out to the contact person and seeing, hey, do I have enough insurance? Have I been in business long enough? Am I good enough to be on your vendors list? Because usually when a construction company gets put on a vendors list, the insurance company is guaranteeing their work that they have good work. Okay, they want to keep that in mind. So yeah, I will begin reaching out to their. I would start reaching out to insurance carriers if I was a construction company, and seeing what I can find. And there's a ton of insurance companies out there, guys. It's not just the big ones. Okay. Another good one. Is there a limit to how many rosters you can be on? No. All right. I am on about 30 rosters, something like that. Whenever I get downtime, I just go and apply to a couple rosters. Even when I have a job, I'll go in and apply. And Bert, I'm telling you this, you need to do the same thing. Like, you don't, when y'all get these licenses, you don't have to go do 1,000 in 2 days. Hey, we got a little downtime. All right, let me go ahead and let me do a couple real quick. Let me do 1 or 2 today. All right, let me do one right quick. And that's what I did. I did this a year ago. I did like 25 IA firms over the course of a month. And that kept me working so much just by taking the time to apply for these IA firms, because what wound up happening, I got to see where the work was throughout the year. I got to get the right certifications. I got 25 different companies sending me stuff all the time. You understand? So, Burt, next thing, if you would, because you also completed a roadmap to become an insurance adjuster, right?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me, man, what you think about it?
You know what? I after you had mentioned that you were planning on releasing it, I did some research myself on independent insurance adjusting, and what I liked the most about your course, it was very concise and to the point. You know what I'm saying? Very easy to get through. The video, it was very straightforward. The IA roster, I went and researched a bunch of those companies, so it's just packed with very useful information. I recommend anybody just go through that course before even doing something on Adjuster Pro, so you know exactly what to look for, and you can avoid certain pitfalls and what have you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like buying a bunch of Xactimate courses and you never work with Xactimate, and you spend like $500,
Exactly.
stuff like that. I appreciate that, Bert. And that's the first time I asked you about that. I didn't ask him to say any of those things. What I try to do for you all is I'm trying to make the clearest route possible for you, so you can get in this business and start making money. And then you can make decisions on what certs you want to get and what niches you want to get into. But the main thing is, let's take you from being out of the business and into the business and earning income quickly. And then from there, we'll start building out our certs and more licensing and all those other things. So does anybody have any questions for Bert? And Bert, I'll put them on the screen, whatever questions Bert they have for you all. We got about 50 people. Guys, if y'all are watching this, I'll put this in the comments already. The discount code for the course for the next 24 hours, y'all watching this live or you watching on replay, it is NOV18. That's NOV18. All right. That code is going to be available for the next 24 hours. Let me put it on the screen. Discount code, and it is case sensitive, so you don't want to capitalize. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if I got it on here. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's the discount code for the course. And let me get it on here. Bert, can you see that?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. I'm trying to make sure everybody can see that. I'm gonna also link the course in here as well. So anybody that's watching this, y'all can get it. But I want to get y'all, because since y'all are here, I want to help y'all more than everybody else. Okay. And so this is how we're gonna do it. All right. So let me just get this on here as well, guys. Anybody got questions for Bert? Let's go ahead and ask him now. And Bert, if you got anything else you want to say, let's go ahead and get it out there now, man. What as far as what you think about the industry and what kind of your goals are. What's your goals for this business?
I think my goals for this business, I want to get into it full time. I kind of want to immerse myself in it. Just reading up on it, I know it's not gonna be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm definitely up for a good challenge, and I think like this will provide me with um, a challenge and meaningful work.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, I will tell you, it's not ditch digging, okay? This is not some super, you know, uh, it's a difficult job at times, but and I'm telling you this because you in business now. You licensed, so I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. For you, the hard part is gonna be being patient with yourself as you learn the software systems and as you learn policies. Okay. The next thing that you gotta pay attention to is your confidence levels as you begin to make decisions because you're not making a decision like, oh, we turn left, we turn right. You're making a decision like, am I going to pay this person $50,000 or not? And so you want to be taking that kind of time to just. And Bert, you got me to help you, bro. So like, I'm not just a one-time helper. You can ask me questions as you get into these deployments, but I want to make sure that you understand. Kind of, don't beat yourself up. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Just give yourself time, give your brain time to learn the information as you go on these deployments. All right.
Absolutely.
So
Appreciate you.
we got a couple questions for you, Bert. Here we go. First one.
How difficult is the test for Florida? I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me 3 tries to pass it. The good thing about Florida, um, Adjuster Pro will give you 5 tries, but you also have an unlimited amount of tries with Florida. So you can, if you fail it 5 times, go ahead and try 6 times because eventually you're gonna pass. But it's definitely one that you want to study for. It's not an easy exam, especially if you're not familiar with insurance or insurance terms and terms like deductibles and premiums. I have some experience because my profession for the past few years has been in healthcare and working with um, hospital providers and such like.
Now, Bert, is there anything you would have done differently so you would have passed the first time?
I think I probably would have practiced more with the practice exams because I'm not necessarily the best test taker, and I ain't been in school in a few years, so
That'll do the trick too. So, do you think you should have just took a little more time on the study?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it's no rush. Give yourself ample time to read through the policies because a lot of the policies they seem to mirror each other, but that's when paying attention to detail comes in because they're very minute differences that'll trip you up on the test if you're not reading carefully and correctly.
Right, and that's excuse me, guys. That's a big part of our industry is paying attention. You got to pay attention to what you're reading because it's the same way on the job. These policies don't get any easier once you get to working. So you got to really pay attention. Let's see what we're saying here. We got another question for you, Bert.
Okay. Are you currently working for a company outside of the insurance industry? If so, how are you managing leaving your current precious job? Um, so right now I'm working in Baltimore at a hospital for COVID patients. Um, I'm an emergency room technician, so I'm an EMT that works in a hospital setting as opposed to um, riding an ambulance. To answer your second question, I just passed the exam yesterday, so I'm still working out all those particulars, and we'll see what's what, um, as I get on rosters and what have you. And I'll definitely keep you guys updated on my timeline. So feel free to follow me on Twitter as well, so you can follow my journey.
Awesome. Well, Got a few more in here. Angelo just said, you take the course through UCF, you don't need to take the state exam to get licensed. I don't know how true that is, so you want to check with your Department of Insurance with that one, guys. Angelo, did you do that? And if so, give us a link or something like that so we can see that. But it's my first time hearing that.
I think that might actually be true. Because I know with Florida, if you take a Juster Pros exam, you don't need to take the state exam.
Okay. Okay. I got it. I get it. Well, yeah. Well, hey, that UCF, that's an option too. Let's see what we got. All right. Where can you put the discount code in for the course? You're going to put it in when you go to checkout. All right. But if you're checking out on your phone, it's not going to give you a box to put the discount code. So you might have to do it on your computer, but you can try it on your phone. Sometimes people see it, sometimes people don't. The little box for your discount code. But whichever way it is, it's going to be valid for 24 hours, okay? But it is going to give you a space to the checkout box gives you a space to put that discount code, okay? Let's see another one. Do you need to be Xactimate certified before first job or deployment? No. I did not get Xactimate certified until I was a year into the business. I had been adjusting for a while. Every independent insurance adjusting deployment does not require you to write estimates. Some companies work in Symbility. Some companies you'll be working inside, you're not gonna be working with Xactimate at all, right? You're gonna be doing auto or something like that. So there's many different niches. So don't tie yourself to just saying, I'm gonna work field. And even if you do work field, you may not have to go get an Xactimate certification depending on the carrier. A lot of these things just depend, guys. We have dozens of carriers in the United States, and they all have different rules, okay? So keep that in mind. Yes, hey, discount code is NOV18, all right? Is this live going to be available to watch on replay? Yes, this will be available to watch on replay, guys. It's all being recorded now. Burt, do you got anything else that you want to tell everybody before I let you go?
You know, I wish everybody the best of luck as they, progress through their study hard for the exam. And just follow Steven's advice. He's an excellent resource. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him personally, but from the time I follow him on Twitter, we've always had a real cordial relationship. I've worked with him even on like workout stuff, and he just always been there, been good for answering any questions I might have. So definitely, take advantage of the fact that he's putting this content out here for really a low cost. He could be charging way more for this knowledge, but he's putting everybody up on game. So,
well, hey, Burt, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate
you, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you,
man. Because I know you were. Let me tell y'all something about this business that Burt is doing. I don't really like talking about hustling and all that other stuff, but this business is competitive. So the faster you go, the more people you beat to a deployment. Okay. And so Burt, I think I did a pre-order for this I started back in October for the pre-order for the course. Burt went on and bought it, and he was like, all right, when is it dropping? All right, it's dropping on this day. Okay, bam. And he got it done. Like, he got it done really quickly. And that is the sign of a person who's going to be good in this business, because you have to move quickly all the time. All right. Once you get hired, you're going to have to be there wherever they hire you at. You're going to have to be there in about 36 to 48 hours. All right. So you got to keep that in mind. So that's the kind of competition we're dealing with in this business. And you're going to be dealing with a person like Burt trying to get it deployed over you. So you need to move fast to Burt move, okay? But Burt, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to answer a few more questions, and I'm going to go over a bit of the course with everybody here, and then we'll finish up. So we got about another 10 minutes, y'all. All right, Burt, I appreciate you, man.
All right, Steven. All right, everybody. Good night.
All right, man. All right, bro. Awesome, man. Burt was a great guest. Guys, if y'all got any other questions, now's the time to ask them, okay? We're going to go through things real quickly. I've answered a lot of questions already. I'm going to answer 3 more questions, and that's it. All right. So first things first, guys. This is going to be on a replay. This discount code you see will only be live for 24 hours. After that, 24 hours. If you're watching this on replay after 24 hours, this is no longer live. Okay. This discount code will not work for you at checkout. All right. The link for this is right here, and your discount code is there. All right. Now, let's go over a few things about the course, guys. This is a 6-module course. The course is normally $67. If you're watching this live, you're going to be getting it for $33.50. You're going to be getting 123 IA firms. You're going to be getting a course glossary so you can learn the terminology that IA independent insurance adjusters use on a day-to-day basis. You're going to get an understanding of what we do day to day, how we make our decisions about the claims that we handle. We're going to be talking about your professionalism, how to get deployed, how to get jobs, some of the pitfalls to avoid, right? And I'm also going to be here to help you all, okay? Anybody that has questions, like I'm answering y'all questions now, I'll be doing the same thing on the back end as we get into some more technical things once you get this course, as well as get licensed as an independent insurance adjuster. Hank, he's on the call. I talked to Hank. I've been talking to Hank about independent insurance adjusting for almost a year now, and we actually got to work together, and I've helped him get through some claims, okay? And so I'm always going to be here to help you all as much as I can, all right? Angelo, is it true the more license you have, the higher you are on roster lists and easier deployed? Yes and no, okay? Normally, I keep anywhere from 7 to 10 licenses. I don't feel like I need to go over that because I'm actually a good adjuster. Okay, so what does that mean? Just having a lot of licenses doesn't always mean you're going to get hired. If you're not good at what you do, you're not going to be able to get deployed. And if you get deployed, you're not going to be able to stay there. Okay. The next thing is, this goes back to what I was saying about the Xactimate. Guys, I don't want y'all spending a ton of money to get into this business. Okay. Get 3 or 4 or 5 licenses, get a couple certifications for free or for a low cost, and you got to get deployed. Just get your first deployment. That's the most important thing. From there, you can start paying for licenses as the business of being an independent adjuster gives you the money to pay for licenses. But I wouldn't go out and get 20 licenses just so I can have a better chance. I would go ahead and focus on getting deployed first. In deployments, do they provide hotels? No. Okay. So, like I said, there are a few independent adjusting firms that will provide you with an advance, but for the most part, you're going to be responsible for your housing, your travel expenses, and things like that. Some will pay you a per diem. Some will give you a list of places you can stay at. Some even have discounts, but you're going to have to have your finances in order to get through that first pay period. Then once you get paid, then you'll be able to afford living where you need to live, okay? Can I take the course via mobile? Gumroad Library should be available on the laptop as well as a mobile device. If you cannot take it via mobile, I will happily refund you, okay? Do you need to get a State Farm certification? As a new adjuster, oh, my bad. As a new adjuster, most people will go get a State Farm certification because it is the biggest insurance carrier in the United States. That was the carrier I worked for my first 3 or 4 deployments, I think. So I highly recommend getting a State Farm certification. With that being said, they're not the only show in town. So you can still work. You can still work and not have to work for State Farm. Not able to put discount code in at checkout. All right, Carrie, what you want to do is try doing that on a PC. Let me check real quick. I'm going to try doing a checkout on my own. And let's see. You know what? Let me think. Ooh, I know what to do. Oops. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm putting the wrong link out. That's why y'all aren't able to, that's why y'all aren't able to get the discount code. Let me share this with y'all. Let me change this right quick. Yeah, there we go. Wrong link. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. My bad. My bad. Let me fix y'all right quick. Let me fix this. Oops. Let me change this banner real quick. I'm gonna edit it. Boom. That's it right there. All right, there we go. Now that should show, where is it at? This one. That there, let's edit that. This is the actual discount. Sorry, guys. That is the discount. I got it here now. I'm going to, it should be popping up here in a second. Where'd it go? There we go. No, that's not it. Wrong one. Dang, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna fix it. And it ain't fixing. That's it. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Okay. Boom. All right, that is the code, guys. My bad. My bad. That's the right way. That's the link, guys. You go to this link. Go to this link right here, and that's going to be where you get the discount out. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I'm going to put it in the comments too. Mr. Style Jam, my bad. Sorry about that. Y'all see that code now. Carrie, my bad. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, y'all, look, it's my first time using StreamYard, okay? So I'm sorry. All right. I'm building my plane while I'm flying it at the same time, okay? So anyway, so what type of things do you need when you are deployed in the field? Great question. That's a great question right there. Now, I haven't been in the field in about a year, but you're gonna need some gloves. You want some good solid gloves. I'm not talking about plastic gloves. I'm talking about some nice work gloves that you can use as you're traversing a roof. You need a 24-foot ladder. They do have extendable ladders at a 24-foot length that you can put in a forward car. I do not recommend getting a foldable ladder. That's how you can get pinched fingers or broken fingers when it falls like that on you. So I'll be getting extendable right there. Next thing, guys, you're gonna get, it's a little thing, I forget the name of it, but it's a shingle measurer. It measures the age of the roof, but it looks like this. You slide the shingle in, and you know what the age of the shingle is based on how far the shingle can go into the little apparatus like that. Normally, you get an orange measuring wheel. You can just walk with it. You walk on the ground like that. You'll need a laser measure. You need a digital camera. If you're going to be on some steep roofs, you'll need what we call cougar paws. Let's see what else you might need. Flashlight is always good to have. Some chalk as well. That's everything I can think of off the top of my head. It might be a little bit more than that. All right. Next one. Is it possible to work under your own LLC and write off some of the travel expenses? Yes, it is. Thank you, Hank. It's called a shingle gauge. Thank you for that, Hank. Chad, thank you. Shingle gauge. This thing I was telling you guys, that's called a shingle gauge. No, now, guys, the key word in independent insurance adjusting is independent. So you gotta be able to fund all these things yourself, guys. These are y'all's tools. These are your tools you're gonna be using to make money. So you're gonna have to finance this yourself. Okay. Anything else, guys? Again, I apologize about that discount code. Now you'll put discount code in at checkout. Carrie, you see that? That's the link we're gonna put in. That's the link we're gonna put in right there for the discount code. All right. You have that there. Anybody else got any other questions? And again, like I said, guys, we're going over a few things. You're gonna get 6 modules. You're gonna get a course glossary. You're gonna get a example fee schedule. You're gonna know what a fee schedule is. I'm not gonna explain it here because when you get the course, you'll know exactly what it is. Also, you're gonna be getting that list of 120 IA firms, guys. This list of IA firms literally is going to change the direction of your career. Most people are on 1 or 2 IA firms, and that's why they never get called. All right, and sometimes they're good adjusters, but they can't get work because they only depending on 1 or 2 companies. We don't want you to depend on that. We want you to depend on having a lot of companies so you can have a lot of options. All right. How would you have these when you fly out somewhere? Do you drive deployments? All right, Angelo. It all depends. Okay. When y'all are going through and y'all are getting deployments or you're gonna offer deployments, you need to make some game time decisions. Okay. Is this place too far for me? Is this place economical for me? All right. If it's not, you got to say no to that deployment, okay? That's part of the strategy of this business. Sometimes you're going to have to say no because you don't have the money to go. You might have to take an inside job because it might be a little bit cheaper for you. It might be more economical for you guys. But these are all decisions you have to make, okay? Now, what are some things you should not do when you get deployed? Don't come into work late. Don't come in dressed like crap. Don't disrespect managers, your other coworkers, all that sexual harassment stuff like that. It'll get you blackballed out of the industry real quick. Another thing I would not do, I would not talk about my pay to other people, your coworkers, because they might not all be working for the same IA firm. So some might be getting paid more or less depending on their contract. And so I would kind of keep that to myself for a while. And you want to try, so things to do to make sure you stay on as long as possible and closing up claims. You know, when you're new in this business, your main focus is your first deployment, you need to be focused on just learning how to handle as many claims as professionally as you can, and hope you can stay on for as long as you can, man. But the main thing is, you know, we can't control if we get on a deployment for 3 years or three days, right? We can't control that. What we can do is we can be professional. We can show up, treat everybody with respect, treat our customers with respect, like we actually care about what's going on, and put your best foot forward every day. Put some effort into your claims every day. If you do that, you're gonna be fine. All right. And like I said, every deployment might not be a long deployment, but if you put your best foot forward and you apply some effort every day, you're gonna be fine. Okay, guys, we're at the 1 hour and 3 minute mark. Okay, if you are watching this from now, you have 24 hours. In 24 hours, this link, all right, this is the discount code right here. This pretty little link. Okay, this little link right here is where you're gonna get 50% off of my course. Normally it is $67. You're gonna be getting it for $33.50. And I'm gonna make sure that right now, let's see where we at. Perfect, $33.50, I see it. So I know the link's working, all right. Carrie, can you confirm that link is working? Just write something there. Write something, let me know that the link is working for everybody else. Next one, this is a good one. And I go over this in the course. Any tips to learn policy fast? This is my recommendation, guys. This is my last one for the day, okay? It's not about learning policy fast. You want to be thorough, okay? And the best way to be thorough and detailed as you learn the policy, you need to be reading it when you first get to work for 30 minutes. And when you finish, you need to read for 30 minutes again. Normally, if you're working a deployment, you're going to be given 2 or 3 different types of policies, maybe 4 types of policies, 5 even, depending on the carrier. Okay? You want to be reading policy daily, all right? The more policy you read and the more often you read policy, the better you're going to be at making coverage decisions, guys, okay? your coverage decisions are going to determine how long you get to stay in that seat or on that out there, making field adjusters is a bit different. You don't have to read so much policy. You need to be able to scope, and you need to be able to write out estimates and do that in a professional manner with some speed. But that's a different live. But yeah, read. This job is very reading intensive. It's not boring, but you do need to be reading to do this job properly. Okay. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up for the night, guys. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much for being on here, sharing this time with me, y'all. My hope is that I can help some of y'all change y'all's lives. Somebody helped me change my life by getting into this business. A few years back, because I was a personal trainer getting ready to get evicted in Atlanta, Georgia, and my license was cut off, and I had to make some decisions. Am I going to pay for rent this month? My rent was like $750. Am I going to pay for rent, or am I going to pay for my licenses? And so I already broke. So I was like, well, I'm screwed already. Let's just take a risk. And so I said, look, I'm buying 5 licenses. I bought those 5 licenses in August, and I got deployed in September, and that was it. And it was amazing. Hey, Obi, look, this is what I'm gonna do for you. What you do is send me a DM, and I'll do a 30-minute call with you, okay? And they'll even you out, because of course in my consult calls cost the same amount of money. So I'll give you a 30-minute consult call whenever you want to schedule one with me, okay? And that'll even you out, all right? Because I know a couple people bought prior to this live, but I want to make sure everything's fair for you, okay? So yeah, just send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll get you taken care of, okay? So, all right, guys, that's that. That is that, okay? We're going to finish up today, guys. My name is Stephen Story. Thank you so much. You all can follow me let me put my social media on here again. And if y'all are watching this on the replay, you can just go down to the bottom, and then you'll see all my social media. All right. Now, here we go. Stephen Story. Here we are. You can find me on Twitter here, guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for spending this night with me, talking about insurance adjusting. This is an amazing business. I think it'd be amazing for you. And I'll talk to y'all soon.